You say Putin's the richest guy in the world, and most people would say, no, Bill, that's Jeff Bezos. Can you talk to me about why you believe he's the richest man in the world and how he got to be that wealthy? And you know this because you spent time in Russia creating wealth yourself, $4.5 billion at one point from basically nothing. And so you saw how it all worked. I was wondering if you could just give us the quick version of how that happened.
Well, so Putin comes into power, and he sees these oligarchs who are all rich, and he says, why am I a little guy and they're all the big guys? And so what does he do? He arrests the richest oligarch in Russia. He puts him in jail, and everyone said, oh no, he'll be out of jail in 2 seconds. There's no way a rich guy can stay in jail. And they sentence him to 10 years in prison, Mikhail Hordakovsky, the owner of Yukos.
Yeah.
They stick him in jail, and all the other oligarchs say, oh my God, this is serious. And they go to Putin and say, what do we have to do so we don't go to jail like that guy? He said, it's real straightforward, 50%. And by the way, if you don't want to go with the 50%, I'll just take 100% and you go to jail. And so
how do you get that number 50%? Because I remember you told me this last time you were here, Bill, and you were the first guy that ever just put it flat out like that. Putin has 50% of all the oligarchs' wealth in some type of contract between those two.
Well, it's not a written contract, right, because it's a contract that he can only enforce,
right, when he's in power,
if he's president.
Right.
And so,
which means you have to have approval ratings. So his
well,
net worth.
He doesn't need approval ratings. He just needs to control the place with all of his strong men and so on. I mean, approval ratings are helpful,
right,
so that people don't rise up. That's sort of his, that's his insurance policy. But the main insurance policy is well, actually, he has. Guess how many presidential guard members there are in Russia? Just give me a wild.
Presidential guard members. This is like a Secret Service type thing, like an equivalent.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the president of America, I'm just saying, probably doesn't have as many as you think. There's probably 100 or something. I don't know.
500,000.
500,000?
500,000 people are working the Russian presidential guard. I mean, and why does he have so many? Because he wants to have his own army. So if the army ever goes against him, and these people are better paid, more luxurious accommodations, everything. Yeah, they're like the creme de la creme. And by the way, they're not sending them as cannon fodder to the front line of Ukraine. These guys are there to protect Putin.
500,000.
500,000.
He's very smart.
He's bad at almost everything, except for securing his own safety.
Okay. What's he bad at?
He's bad at armies. He's bad at governing an economy. He's bad at, Russia had every advantage in the world when he started. The West wanted them to succeed. They had a highly literate population, more literate than America, a fully installed industrial base, natural resources coming out of their ears. If this had been managed properly 22 years ago, they could have been a country like Germany or Japan. But instead, the size of the Russian economy is the same as the state of New York. And it's just his total and absolute criminal mismanagement. I mean, it's negligence of a scale you can't even imagine.
I mean, when I grew up in the 80s and, the Rocky movies were happening, there were two superpowers in the world. It was Russia and America. And that's the way we thought it would probably be for 50, 100 years. Now you could argue now that Russia will never, ever be a superpower ever again. And all they have is their natural resources, and they've kind of squandered every other opportunity to be leaders in technology, to be leaders in any other kind of innovation.
I mean, it's a country blessed with everything. They're blessed with natural gas. They've turned off the natural gas to Europe. So the Europeans are going to say, okay, you can turn it on and we're going to depend on you from now on? No, of course not. The Europeans are going to say, we're going to find secure forms of gas into perpetuity from somewhere else. And so the Russians have built all these pipeline networks and everything, and they've lost their main customer. I mean, you can't, having natural gas means nothing if you can't sell it to anyone. Yeah, they may be able to sell it to Chinese. That'll take them another 15 years to build those pipelines. They've got all these super smart computer scientists. Do any of them stay in Russia? No, they're all going out to California where they can actually start companies and they won't get stolen from them.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.